Hey, good afternoon once again. Let him run here on Saturday with our afternoon podcast with my buddy, my partner, my good friend, John Costin. Good afternoon, John. How we doing after yesterday, big guy?
Doing pretty good after yesterday. That helped set up the next 2 weeks leading into the Breeders' Cup pretty
All
well.
right.
So
And
that was exciting yesterday.
have you decompressed?
A little bit. It's going to take a while because they're nice to
Well, let's
have those
hope.
five-figure hits.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's hope we have another chance to decompress today
Yes.
as we dig in very shortly to the late pick five at Keeneland, which has some tremendous races in it, and the late pick five at Belmont also has some great races in it. But two quick things I'd like to once again be sure not to forget our two sponsors who continue to support our Let 'em Run show here, and that is the Vape Shop in Hamilton, located on Route 33. They have all your vape supplies and a full selection of top-selling CBD, and as well, our buddy Case's Pork Roll. They're family-owned and operated since 1870. Trust me, if you try Case, you'll try it because Case for the taste is what it's all about. And I know John and I have both had our opportunities to have pork roll, egg, and cheese on a short morning after a long night. Kind of the best sort of combination that helps. So, John, let's take a minute and get a quick update on your horse, J.K. Strong. I understand she had a workout today, and there's some insight coming up. So how about you fill us in?
Yeah, we're teaching her how to break from the gate. So she, came out of the gate about 2 weeks ago, walking out when they opened the gate, and then they broke her out of the gate. And then today was like the first breezing workout breaking out of the gate. So they opened the gate, She busted out of there with another horse, broke out well, and finished the workout about 50 flat, which was right in the middle of the pack where she's been. But from everything I'm hearing, how, strong she is, and, they're just like holding her. They really haven't let her run yet. They haven't really found out if she's like a push button horse where, when you ask her, can she go on and drop of a dime, or is she one of those that can just continue her rally for an extended period? So we really didn't even get to the bottom of that yet. And we're looking maybe a gate work next week, get our gate card from the track to say, yes, she can go into a race, and then possibly look at a race early November. There's a couple in the book that we have our eye on. So we're hoping first week of November after the Breeders' Cup, we get a first time start.
Now that's interesting. You made a reference to something called a gate card. That means they have to show that they can break appropriately out of the gate as a young horse before they are able to enter a race. Is that what a gate card is?
That's what a gate card is. The track has to basically a report card to say, yes, this horse is capable of entering a race because she can break out of the gate. So you have to earn that gate card and get it approved by the gate crew at the track. So hopefully we get that maybe today, or we get it next week.
Well, John, good luck with that. Keep us posted. We all look forward to it, and I know you do, especially to seeing J.K. Strong get her first opportunity to enter a race, and we'll keep you all posted on that. So on that note, John, I'm going to pop up your pick five ticket here, and let's dive in and see what we got going here again, and see if we can knock home another home run here, John.
All right. Before we get to the pick five, race 5 at Keeneland starts the turf pick 3. That me and Fred both like a lot. The turf pick 3. Race 5, there's a 8-1 shot that I'm going to probably key in on and maybe single in the pick 3s to try to get some value and equity with a 8-1 shot. We like the 7 horse Determined Kingdom. Had a brutal trip last time and really lays over the field, on sheet numbers. If gets a better trip and, could hopefully get 4-1 on her, and great way to start out the $3 pick 3 with a horse like that. And if not, we have the pick 5 to fall back on, but would like to, throw that single out there in the turf pick 3.
So now Keeneland race 5, you're talking about the 5 horse Daba, ridden by Corey Lanerie. Is that what you said? The 5 horse?
Determined Kingdom. The 7.
Determined Kingdom. Louis Saez and Michael Trombetta, 8-1. Okay, both of those horses were 8-1. The 7 horse in race 5. Got it, John.
And then the other 2 races in that turf pick 3 are the last 2 even races, 8 and 10. So the turf pick 3 is 5, 8, 10. We're going to try to single the 7 horse to get out of that race. If not, no harm, no foul, and we're going to hit the pick 5. So on to the pick 5 starts in race 6. Kind of looks like almost like a single, Captain Cook's Race to Lose.
Yeah.
If he runs anywhere near that Alan Jerkins race, where Patch Adams just caught him at the end to nose him out at the wire,
Nice.
came up the rail.
Yep.
That was, impressive performance. And I was actually there that day live actually, no, that was Travers week. So I was not there. I was there the week before. So I was going to single that one, but then the more I looked at Barnes, and Barnes was the biggest disappointment when I was at Parks last month before the Pennsylvania Derby.
Yes.
Barnes was 4-5, laid over the field on numbers, just way better than the field. For some reason, he's 13 lengths back, dead last. No idea how that even happened. And he came running, gained 10 lengths on him in a 6 furlong race. Not his best distance. So maybe that Parks track's a little quirky, and he just didn't take to it. But he did show that he came running at the end. So I was trying to single for economy of the ticket, but I'm going to give Barnes another shot, even though he disappointed me like everything was single to Barnes last time, and he let me down. So I might come back with him one more.
All right.
And the one gaming scratched out of this race here. So, yeah, it's Captain Cook's race to lose, but I'm going to, go too deep with the 3 as a saver.
All right.
Next race, race 7, we have a absolute scramble. 2-year-old maiden special weight, 6 furlongs. You got some big time trainers, owners, big time purchases coming in this race. So I'm going to have to go, pretty deep here. Don't really have, a big pick. The 8 Solemn Vow. Obviously, the experience goes a long way in these races. So if you want to lean on one of the 8, the favorite, somebody's at the door. All right, so I'm going to go a few deep. I'm going to use Brian Lynch from the rail, the 1, Asmussen with the 2, the 4, Wesley Ward. That might be my top pick, the Wesley Ward with Rosario in there. Hopefully get close to that 4-1. Brad Cox, leave him and Ortiz out. So, I'm going to use 6 of them there. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, as I mentioned. And as a crazy one, Brendan Walsh, throw in that, Godolphin horse. Maybe needs a little bit longer, but we'll give him a shot at, some crazy number, 20 to 1.
Hey.
Wide open.
In a race like that, that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, it's a scramble. Anything can happen. 2-year-olds. But let's get a big number home there, and we'll be in good shape.
I'm 6 out of 12 in the field, and I am not comfortable that I'm going to get out of that leg. So use as many. What you could do is almost single if you feel comfortable with Captain Cook, and maybe take the all button here. So it's the same price, 2x6 or 1x12. So you could look at it that way. How confident you are in Captain Cook. Next race, almost the same exact thing. I mean, these horses are all even on paper. Mile and 16th on the grass. It's going to be who gets the trip. Theismann from the rail with Luis Saez. I really like that one. This is Oscar. Should be the speed, the controlling speed. Now he's going to the turf. Only had one turf start in his life, and that was way back in May of last year. Now they're putting him on the turf now. Oscar Performance, Kitten's Joy. It's bred for the turf, so I don't know why this horse.
I love this horse, John. I love this 3. I also love the horse because, again, speaking of our friend from Brisnet, this horse has the lone E in this race. The early pace figure wants to lead, wants to get the lead. There's other speed horses in the race, absolutely, but not any other speed horses that have the E signature from Brisnet, indicating that they really, really want to get up front. Morales has been on this horse the last 3 times. And actually won with him 5 times ago. So it's got great buyer speed figures numbers compared to some of the other buyer speed figures in this race. So I really like that horse a lot, John.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning, his way too. I'm definitely going to use him prominently. Also, let's see, the 5 for Tyler Gaffleon. Green Light's the other one. I like the 3 and the 6 as my top 2. Green Light. I'm going to throw that Kentucky Downs race out. Those Kentucky Down races, he was prompting the pace there, near the lead. He's got to, come from behind a little bit more. So I think maybe more of a stalking trip coming from 5th or 6th, and that extra 16th of a mile.
Agree with that. Yeah.
Maybe Ortiz can, get him home. The 9 horse, I think, I did include the 9. I mean, that's another one that could sit maybe second behind the 3 and get the first jump on the closers. And at 15-1 with Velasquez, nobody riding better. I'm going to put him in.
His workouts are like clockwork too, leading up to this race, John. I mean, you look at his workouts that he put in at Churchill Downs. He's been banging out some serious workouts, and I think Johnny V on him, absolutely, first time on him is a huge plus.
Absolutely. That's it. You know, even though Ben Curtis is riding good, but nobody riding better than Velasquez at this moment.
Absolutely.
Must use 1. And one that I, was playing around with the 11 on the outside. I didn't include him in the ticket just because of the post position draw.
Sure.
And it's not, lately not fond of the winner circle in the last 2 years. So one that I, faded a little bit, but he's definitely one that can, surprise at a number, and he'll be higher than the 6-1 because of his post. Moving on to the 9th race here. As we covered yesterday in happy hour, went through horse by horse, and it looked like it was cut and dry, a 2-horse race. And the more I dove into it, like I said yesterday, there's a couple here that, I find interesting and can definitely include. I think the most intriguing one is the 5, Almond Joy. Since, he came back off the turf, he's won 5 in a row. Desormo's 4 for 4 on him. Desormo's only mount coming this weekend for this race. But Aggie Ordonez only shipped out of the state of California 1 time, and this is the only time ever shipped out of California. So
yeah, that's huge.
They're coming here with a reason, and I think the 7 furlongs turning back from a mile, going to hit this one between the eye, anywhere near double digits. Yes, a definite ad for me. Like we said yesterday, Maida, Brittany Russell. You don't know how good the horse is. Just kept drawing away. The competition might not have been that that good there compared to this field. But you got to give her a chance and see where she stands.
Could be a good horse.
Could be anything. Usha, the same thing. Could be anything. Now that they figured it out, Baffert, knew the $600,000 purchase opened up 2 to 5 first-time starter, 3 to 5 second-time starter, and just couldn't get the job done. Now, after the layoff, coming back 2 for 2 by open lengths. If she just progresses a little bit, she could be Baffert's next superstar. But we don't know. Ragtime is the favorite, deserving, will be closer to 7 to 5. Never did anything wrong, only lost by a neck to Kilwin, who sat dead last and picked up all the pieces that day. And this is the only one near the near the top of the stretch to have the lead, and then everybody else folded up. So can't leave that one. Quiet Side, has done nothing wrong. I just think it's a tough spot to come back in the 7 furlong spot, coming out of a 1.125 race, coming off the second choice in the Kentucky Oaks. And now this is, a lot to ask, but, it's almost impossible to leave off. And if I had to leave it off, I would have, but, budget says, just to defensively use her because she is that good.
Now, John, did the number 14 Tellison scratch? Do you have your scratches? Because I have on my TVG account that those horses are still in. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I think the 2, 3, 4, and 6 scratched. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, and 6 I have as scratches. So all those outside horses.
And I have, but here's what's interesting. On my account here, it says that Johnny Velasquez is now on the 13 Kappa Kappa. There's been some jockey changes here on the 10. It's not Leonard. It's not Franco Dettori. It's no, I'm sorry. On the 10, Vodka with a Twist. No, I'm in the wrong race. Hold on. No, I'm not.
No. Velasquez is riding Kappa Kappa for Butch Reed.
Yeah. And Frankie Pennington, did they not sell that horse, or what happened?
No. Remember I said yesterday it scratched? Frankie was going to ride, but they sold it in his back stable, so Frankie did not go. I was with him yesterday, and he said he was going to go to Keeneland. He's not going because they sold the horse. So Solis doesn't own it unless they're keeping Solis as a trainer and the new owners took over. But I got to look at that jockey change because I don't think he's going.
And my changes here say they still have listed as the horse being in, and they also have listed as Frankie Pennington on him.
Yeah, let me see here. Race 9. Yeah, they got how about that? They got scratches 2, 3, 4, 6. The 12 is ridden by Luis Saez, changed to Tyler Gaffalione, and then Michael Sanchez changed to John Velasquez.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that horse Kappa Kappa is kind of interesting because that horse won easily last time out. Not quite the same quality as this race, but put up a big buyer speed figure. had an outside post. Then there's 4 scratches, so he's in the 9 hole. He was in
Yep.
the 8 hole last time out of Parks and won. Even for a horse like Quiedside with the 4 scratches, he's not quite as outside as he should be because he's in the 7 hole now when you take the 4 scratches out. So I think that's an interesting change in that race, in the 9th race, with the jockeys being changed and those AEs being in, including the 15, which again, the jockeys have listed as Luis Saez.
Yeah, I'm texting Bobby right now to find out, did Frankie go to Keeneland and, ride
Sure.
that one for so long? But
Okay.
talking to him yesterday, it didn't sound like he was going.
No, well, let's find out when you get that back cut in and let us know. And how about we talk about, if you're ready to move to that next race, the single.
Yeah, the last race, I mean, what an absolute crapshoot. Here you go. You end it with a mile on the grass, 2-year-olds, all the ones that have started, didn't really, excite me. So I'm going to lean on a first-time starter. Ortiz going around a ground on the grass, won 3 of the last 4 times him and McPeak partnered up at this, this distance on the grass. So, he's well met on the rail. And the workouts,
Absolutely.
very, the last one tipped his hand that he's just ready to go. I think he's just going to save all the ground, pop out of the gate, work out, position, and then, and I think hopefully he's better than all the other first-time starters. I think he's better than all the horses that ran. So have to go short somewhere. If it's not him, it could be 7 or 8 deep. So I'm going to take my stand in the single.
Like that pick, like the breeding. I think he's in a good spot to win first time out. No question about it. I would like to see us get to that position there, John, and look at another good day here at Keeneland. We know that their pick 5s have been paying an average. Yours yesterday was a lot better than average, but they had a statistic up yesterday on TVG. I think there's been 94 races in 11 days there, something like that. But the average pick 5 payout was $5,600. The average, obviously average meaning more than 11,000, 12,000 at times, maybe 2,000 or 3,000. But the value of their pick 5s is great, I think, and we're going to hopefully get a chance to see that again here today.
Yeah, the late pick 5 yesterday the early one paid 10,000, the late one paid 15,000. Okay. The late one. So I mean, it's just every day.
Let's see what this pick 5 pays today, John. Hope we get another chance to cash in again, John. So as we wrap up here, any final words as we move forward here, and I'll begin to go ahead and touch base on Belmont.
No, that's basically it for me. You could get started on your Belmont, and I'm going to, deep dive into Belmont. I'm going to continue to listen, what you have to say about Belmont in the background here and merge it with my stuff. And I will definitely be playing some stuff at Belmont.
All right, John, once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. I'm sure during the day we'll be chit-chatting back and forth, hopefully with some chit-chat that has some cha-ching with it as well. That would be a good kind of chit-chat, cha-ching. I like that. You coined your word yesterday, the root order. I'm gonna coin this term, the chit-chat, cha-ching. What do you think of that? Chit-chat, cha-ching. Might have to make some more hats up, John.
Pennington is scratched. They are scratching it. It didn't show you.
Yeah, okay. I figured that was going to happen. But the other horse is in. The horse that
Butch Reed for Velasquez,
Yeah, Johnny V, that's interesting. So, okay, we'll take a look at that a little bit closer. I appreciate you getting that update for us, Johnny. And good luck, brother. We'll talk, all right?
All right. Let him run, everybody. See ya.
All right. All right. Once again, just want to give my man Johnny Kostin a big thank you for his time. He's always willing to spend some time with us, giving us some very strong, valuable information. No question, one of the better handicappers out there, certainly demonstrated by his resume, his background. 4 times he's been to been a qualifier at the NHC out there in Vegas. Had a big score yesterday, and it looks like he might be heading out to the Breeders' Cup. Our Let Him Run podcast show. He may be joining us from out there in Del Mar. Del Mar once again earning his title as the traveling handicapper. So, okay. All right, let's talk about Belmont, the late pick 5. We put a ticket together. I'm going to pop it up there right now so we can take a look at it and then kind of touch on the horses that we like. Race 7 is the Sands Point Grade 2, mile and an eighth on turf. Kind of a big field. I went kind of a little bit deep here, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. I love the 2. I think the horse is getting the blinkers off again. He's had the blinkers on for a while. 2 races back, they took the blinkers off. He put up a huge buyer speed figure. I think that's a real asset. He's also going to be 8-1. So I think as a horse that can give us a little value, that's a big opportunity right there. I also went with the number 4, Griselda, being ridden by Flavien Prat, and one of the 2 horses in by Chad Brown. 3 of these horses in this race already beat him the last time out. I just think this is a chance for this horse, third off the layoff, to turn the tables. And Flavien Prat, I think, is certainly going to give him a good ride. And so at 6-1, I don't think I'm going to leave a horse. That's a Chad Brown, Flavien Prat at 6-1 off of my ticket. The likely favorite is going to be the 5, Ready for Candy, ridden by Ricardo Santana. Number 1, Prime Power, trained by Philip Antonucci. Has won already, and in fact, maybe the only horse that won at Belmont at Aqueduct. And I think that's an asset for him. The last 2 races, he's won both of them. The last one was with Santana. He's sitting at a morning line of 2-1. And again, I don't see that that's not going to change. In fact, he may get bet down to 9-5 or less than that. But that's okay. I also went with the 6, Pretty Picture, ridden by our man Dylan Davis, morning line 7-2. This is Chad Brown's other runner in here. So you got to take a look at that horse. He won last time out in the allowance race at Monmouth, ran a very nice race. So I think that horse is certainly worth to include. The one interesting horse I use as a price, and I hope that we can get this horse home, that'll give our ticket a big start, is the number 8, Decadent, ridden by up-and-coming good jockey Christopher Elliott, son of Stuart Elliott. 10-1 morning line. The last time out was his first try on turf, and he popped a big buyer speed figure up by 14 points from his last time out. He's 3rd off the layoff. Since that race, he had a big workout that shows it didn't take a lot out of him. So I think in that race, we're going to stay with the 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and look to see if we can get a price home to get our pick 5 started soon with a big number. Okay, the next race is the 8th race, an allowance $50,000, 6 furlongs on the outer turf at Aqueduct. Went with 2 horses here. I think the 1 could easily be a single. Live High, Live Low, ridden by Manny Franco's having a great meet down there. Ran a big race last out. That was a grade 3 race. You know, ran well, gave a good fight to the end, but just got beat by a few lengths at the end and finished 7th in a kind of a blanket finish there near the end of the race. So I think that horse has a big shot. At 5-2, he's probably going to get bet down quite a bit. The other horse that I like is the 10 horse. So we're talking about inside, outside. 10 horse is the last horse in the field because all the other horses got scratched. All they're also eligibles. So there's a 10 horse field here. I think even though he's on the outside, I think this 10 could get the jump on the field with Savatgy in the race, in the saddle. He likes to get horses out front. If you watch his races, you watch his style. He's number 2 Prime Power, so certainly rates. His morning line is 3-1. I think his morning line will probably stay around 3-1. It's 2nd off the layoff. Just got claimed by Ikoi Katamachi, who is an up-and-coming, very good trainer, beginning to set his sights on becoming one of the better trainers up here in the Northeast. So we went kind of thin there with the 1 and the 10. Race 9 is a mile starter allowance race, 1 turn mile on the dirt, another allowance $50,000 race. Okay, this race gave me a really big opportunity to find a price. I'm going to talk about this horse that I liked before this happened. The rail at the 1 turn mile wins at 26% at Belmont at the Big A. Is that a big deal? I think it's a little bit of a big deal. It became a bigger deal for me when the 1 scratch, and one of the picks I have in here, I have 4 horses, the 2, 4, 6, and the 9. The 2 horse Tabagachi is 30-1. Okay. He runs this distance very well. He's run it 10 times, coming first, second, third, twice each time. So he knows how to handle the distance. A very good horse. I know 30-1 is a big number. Gomez is riding him again for the 3rd time. If you look at the race 3 back, he ran at Saratoga at 1 1/8. Huge race, won by 8, ran the field down, looked tremendous in that race. The last race that he was in, okay, it was in the mud, didn't like it. The race before that was on turf, not a turf horse. So he's back on the surface that he's going to excel at. And I think at 30-1, that would be a horse that not only I would like to see in the pick 5 that we played, but also I'm going to use that horse in some vertical bets up and down, keying him with some of the favorites and see if we can get a price home with him. So keep an eye on that horse. Tabagachi. I think I'm saying that right. So the number 4 horse is another horse that we have in our pick 5 ticket. The 4 horse is Bermudo, 6-1, ridden by Eddie Cancel. Won very impressively last out, closing at 7 furlongs at Saratoga, another 1-turn event. This is a 1-turn mile. So therefore, he's comfortable with that. Won by a nose. Eddie Cancel stays on him. Eddie Cancel rides very well for Gustavo Delgado. And I think this horse has a good chance at 6-1. The last 2 horses we used were the number 6, Emeritus Road, again being ridden by super jockey Manny Franco's having a great meet there. Trained by Brad Cox. Can never, at least if you're thinking straight, leave a Brad Cox horse out of your picks if you're looking at that. He's been off a while. I understand that. Has been off since February, but Brad Cox has a 31% strike rate with horses that are off this amount of time. I wouldn't ignore that. I wouldn't ignore the fact that when Franco and Brad Cox get together, they win at 30% plus. So this horse is probably likely going to end up being the morning line favorite. The other horse we have here is the 9 horse, 24 Mamba, ridden by Ricardo Santana. The last time out, he kind of lost touch with the field and they just didn't run him. The race before that, another 7 furlong race at about this level, put up a super Beyer number, 91 Beyer speed figure, only lost by a nose in a big field and had a great opportunity to win. I think he's got a chance to do that now. So the 9 horse Light the Way is another horse that we could use on our ticket. In fact, that is the horse that we did use on our ticket. The 8 horse was a horse that I was considering, but we didn't think we were going to use that horse. But the 9 horse Light the Way, number 1 prime power, likely to be the favorite, 3-1 morning line. I think this horse is a speed horse. Kendrick Caramouche is on him. So again, 2, 4, 6, 9. The 8 horse is a horse I just wanted to talk about. If you wanted to increase the value of your ticket, the cost of your ticket, and the value because you'll be deeper, I would use the 8 if you're considering that. But we're going to go with the 2, 4, 6, 9 in race 9. Okay, race 10, we went with 2 horses, the 6 and the 10. This is another allowance, $50,000 race, mile and 16th on the turf starter allowance race. We went with 2 horses here, the 6 and the 10. The 6 is Risk Manager, 4-1. Michael Maker is the trainer. Flavien Prat is the jockey on this horse. Has not ridden this horse before, but when Flavien Prat and Michael Maker get together, they win a lot of races. Most interesting stat that turned me onto this horse, again, I like to pump up and talk about Brisnet because they give you some insight with some stats that you don't get in typical morning line. Drops off a win. Typically not a good angle to look at because oftentimes you're wondering, why are they dropping this horse when he came off of a win? Well, Michael Maker, when he does it, he hits at 50%. Small sample of 6, but again, it's an indication that he likes to do that. He likes to win when he does that, even though the more commonplace thoughts are why you're dropping off a win, and some of your horse handicappers don't like that angle, but in this case, I am going to say I think I like it because it is Michael Maker and Flavien Prat. So the 10 horse is Wally World, ridden again by hot jockey Manny Franco, 9-2 morning line. Probably the most consistent horse in this field. Doesn't give you a bad race. Manny Franco's been on him several times, knows the horse well. Horse has a good lifetime record, 11 races. Been in the money, 9 out of 11, has won 3 times, come in second 5 times, knows how to keep his nose up front and can find the wire when needed. Okay, so if we get to our last race here, race 11, another allowance race, $50,000 starter allowance race on the outer turf, 6 furlongs again on the outer turf. We went a little deep here. This race could be a little bit of a race to pick up a price if we are alive to this. Would like to see us with the 2, 6, 8, 10. The 2 Leonarite, ridden by Kendrick Caramouche, 10-1 morning line, second off the left. I think this horse doesn't look to be on paper a horse that is going to have a big chance, but I think I like this horse because Caramouche is staying with him and has ridden him before. And I think second off the left, he's going to be looking to run a good race. And I always like to have Kendrick Caramouche involved, especially on the outer turf. I also used the 6 horse, which is Cyan, likely to be the favorite. He now become the number 1 prime power with a couple of scratches. He was number 2 prime power. And again, I do hang my hat on that quite often. Manny Franco is riding for, again, Brad Cox. Horse has some speed, Last race out, got kind of blocked around a little bit, didn't have a chance to move out like he wanted to. Third off the layoff, 5-2 morning line, dropping in class from an allowance, $80,000 race. So I think this horse has a good chance to win. 5-2 morning line. The other two horses we used were the 8 horse, which is Soul Hope. Again, ridden by Flavien Prat. Pretty nice price of 9-2. The Michael Maker's putting blinkers on this horse. The horse has not had blinkers on before. Again, some of your handicappers are going to look at any change and say, okay, there's a change. Let's see, this horse may step up and run a little bit better. I think that's a good chance for this to happen here. And it's the first time Flavien Prat has been on this horse for Michael Maker. And I think that's a big plus as well. The last horse in the sequence, horse that really looks good. And I like the post, the fact that he can watch how the race unfolds from here with capable jockey Ricardo Santana jumping aboard for the first time for trainer Carlos David. This horse is 3 for 4 at the Belmont at Aqueduct and 3 for 4 at this distance. Got some good speed to track any of the speed in front of him and a solid price at 9-2. I think that's going to be a big opportunity. So there stands my Pick 5 ticket at Belmont at the Big A. I want to do a little promo real quick here for a super show that John and I are putting together. We have some exceptional guests that are going to be joining us. So please be sure to mark your calendars for our Breeder Cup show Thursday, October 30th from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. with some super special guests. And I talk about Brisnet a lot, and I'm going to really be talking about Brisnet that night with a special guest. And then on Friday, 10:31, happy Halloween, happy Breeders' Cup. Happy hour show from 3 to 4:30. Again, we're going to have some cool guests on to talk about the races, break down some races. I think it's going to be an excellent show, so be sure to check that out because we're going to have a good time. We're going to have some good information to be given. So in conclusion, there's the Pick 5 I put together up there. Please take a look at that. Use it as you see fit. John's Pick 5 at Keeneland is right here once again. Again, John has been very hot, hit a big Pick 5 yesterday at Keeneland. So I would certainly pay attention to his picks today as well. And on that note, we're going to say good luck. And as we always say, make sure you let them run and tune into us on X. Read our articles on Florida Sports Talk and also Facebook and Instagram. F York 1978. F_ Instagram, and also on in addition to Instagram on X, let_EM_run. So check it out and let them run.